DreAllDay.com.
But anyway, what I want to talk about right now is I want to talk about sales. I want to talk about sales, how sales works, and what you need to do to sell. A lot of people ask me about sales, and they ask about entrepreneurship. How can I be an entrepreneur? How can I make myself into an entrepreneur? What are the steps that I have to take? So there are 3 things you must do to make a sale in life and anything you selling. I don't care if you're selling books, you're selling yourself, you're selling houses. There was this guy out on Lincoln Road. If y'all wasn't following my snap or you didn't catch up to my snap yet, there was this guy on Lincoln Road. He's a track runner. He got big muscles, his body, he's very impressive, muscular, all these muscles. And he's a track runner, and he wrote a book. So he's standing on Lincoln Road in Miami Beach. It's like a strip where everybody can walk. It's kind of like, think like Times Square, but no cars. So he's standing there selling his book, but he ain't saying nothing to nobody. He's just standing there holding it with a big smile on his face. So I stopped and started talking to him because I just do that. I stop and talk to people. But most of the people just walking by him. They don't even see him standing there because he's not talking. He ain't saying nothing, but he's trying to sell a book. So I'm like, okay, well, what's your book about? What are you about? And he told me he's running track. He's about to go try out for the Olympics to run in Brazil this summer. And I said, well, what is your book about? I walked away from him first, and I came back later on. I said, what's your book about? He handed me the book so I could read what's on the back of the book. And I read the back of the book, you know, like the blurb on the back of the book telling you what it's about. And it says, this is a motivating and inspiring story. It's going to shock you from the beginning. You won't believe what happens. The very first paragraph is going to wow you and all this. But it's nothing on the back of the book actually told me what the book was about. And I'm saying to the dude, like, yo, you know, this doesn't tell me anything about the book. And me and him is both laughing because he knows that it was the truth, that the back of the book doesn't say anything. And he says, well, if you want to know what the story's about, you got to buy the book. And I'm like, dude, but I don't know you. So why the hell would I buy your book if I don't even know who you are? Your book doesn't tell me what it's about on the back. I don't know you, so I have no reason to buy your story. Everybody has a story, dude. Like, saying that you have a story is not a reason for somebody to buy from you. Every one of you watching this right now has a story. I got a story. She got a story. This guy right here got a story. This girl over here got a story. This woman getting in her car and her daughter, they got stories. Everybody has a story. So that's not going to sell anything. You got to at least tell us what the story is so I'm interested. But anyway, I'm going to tell you 3 things you got to do to sell. And I'm going to use this guy who was out there on Lincoln Road selling books as an example. And I just made a guarantee on Snapchat of something that I'm going to do. So I'm going to put my words, I'm going to put my actions behind my words. So y'all need to follow my Snap at Dre Baldwin so y'all can hear me say what I'm going to do, so I can prove the shit that I'm talking is not just me talking shit, but me actually knowing what I'm talking about. So number 1 thing is, when you selling anything, ladies and gentlemen, you got to let people know that you got it. People have to know that you got it. So I'm looking at this dude. He's standing there on Lincoln Road. He's holding 2 books in his hand. He got the hard copy and the paperback copy of his story. Who knows what the hell the story is? Again, I still don't know because he wouldn't tell me, and it doesn't say it on the book. But he's just standing there. People was walking by, and he wasn't saying nothing to nobody. He's just standing there with this big smile on his face. The only reason me and him had a conversation is because I stopped him and said, well, I stopped and started talking to him like, yo, what are you doing? What are you selling? Who are you? Why are you standing here? And that's how I found out about him. But if I hadn't said anything, he wouldn't have said nothing to me. And as I'm walking by and I start talking to him, he was talking so softly. Like, he had this real soft voice that I had to get really close to him to even hear what he was saying. So, like, I was walking past him. Like, I was like 5 feet away from him, right? He's standing there. I'm walking by 5 feet away. If he would have talked at the level he was talking, I would not have even heard what he was saying. So even if he had said something to me while I was walking by, I wouldn't have heard him because he wasn't talking loud enough. When you're selling, ladies and gentlemen, people got to know that you got it. If people don't know you got it, they can't buy it from you. I got books on Amazon. I got books on iBooks. Every time I come on here on Periscope, what do I say? I tell you what I do. I tell you I did TED Talks. I tell you I wrote books. I tell you I got YouTube. I tell you all the stuff that I do so you know that I got it. I ain't going to sell it every time I'm on here, but I'm going to let you know that I got it. You got to let people know what you got. If they don't know you got it, you can't be mad when they don't buy it and you don't make no sales. You got to let people know you got it. That's the number 1 thing. So if people are walking by you and you're not saying nothing to them and then you don't make no sales at the end of the day, whose fault is that? Is it their fault that they didn't buy, or is it your fault because you didn't sell? You got to let people know you have whatever it is you're offering. That could be on a website, that can be in person, that could be, you know, your friends and your family, whoever it is. People just got to know. Don't mean they're going to buy it, but if they don't know, it's impossible for them to buy it. Y'all get it? Number 2 thing you got to do when it comes to sales is you must get people's attention. You got to get people's attention. When that guy was standing there holding the book, the thing that got my attention, because number 1, he was black. Number 2, he looked like an athlete because he had real big muscles. Like, this dude was real athletic, muscular. You could tell he trains every day. This dude was real athletic looking. That's the reason I stopped and talked to him, because I knew he was an athlete. I know an athlete when I see one. And he was standing there holding books. He was selling. So I said, okay, this guy's in sales and he's an athlete. Sounds like somebody I should know. So that's why I stopped and talked to him. But he didn't get my attention. Even when I stopped to talk to him, I'm like, what's your book about? about, he couldn't even tell me. He didn't have a 15-second pitch or a 30-second pitch that would get me interested in his book. What he could have said, because listen, he about to go run in the Olympics. If y'all didn't catch that part I said. He's about to go to the Olympic trials in Oregon. If he makes it, he's going to represent Team USA in the Olympics. Like, do you know how few people ever get a chance to represent the United States or any country in the Olympics international competition? Like, that's news. That's interesting right there. That's an interesting thing about him. So when I walked up to him, what he should have said was, listen, I'm about to win a gold medal in Brazil this summer. This is my book. You could buy it right now for $10, or it's going to be on sale for $100 at the end of the summer after I win this gold medal. You want to get it now, or you want to get it later? Would that get your attention, yes or no? Now, maybe you'll buy it, maybe you won't, but you got to get somebody's attention. You got to get their attention off the bat. That's called pitching. You know what pitching is? Pitch means you got to get somebody's attention quickly. Some people call it the elevator speech or the elevator pitch. That means within the first 15 to 30 seconds of talking to somebody, when they ask you, who are you? What do you do? What are you about? Where do you work? What's your business? You know the questions people ask when they meet you. You got to tell somebody within 15 seconds why they should be interested in you. And maybe there's only one thing interesting about you. Maybe you don't think there's anything interesting about you. Ask somebody who knows. They can point out. You got to be able to point out what's interesting about you. And you might have 1,000 things interesting about you, but you got to pick out the one that's going to get that person's attention. Him standing on Lincoln Road. If y'all never been to Miami Beach, it's a very materialistic place. People is all about how they look. There's a lot of skin out there. There's a very little clothing out there in Miami Beach. And this dude is perfect for Miami Beach. He's an athlete. He got all these muscles. He should have been out there with no shirt on, for real, because all the women would have bought books from him just because he was standing there with no shirt on. I'm not even joking. He could have stood out there with no shirt on, holding his books and sold them. Women would have stopped and at least talked to him like, yo, who are you? And how'd you get your body to look like that? And in the midst of that conversation, he could have sold his book. He would have had no problem selling books. But anyway, that's another story. When it comes to pitching, this is point number 2. You got to get people's attention. So when somebody asks you, what do you do? Or what are you selling? Or why are you out here selling this? You got to tell them within 15 seconds why they should be interested. Listen, you should be interested in me because I've done 3 TED Talks. I published 5,000 videos on YouTube. And I teach people how to build their personal brand. You want to do your own thing, build your own business, be an entrepreneur working for yourself. I'm the person who's going to help you do that. Now, everybody's not interested in that, but the people who want to do that are interested in that. They at least want to know more. You understand what I'm saying? Doesn't mean they're going to buy from me. Doesn't mean they're even going to like me or get anything that I'm saying. That might not even subscribe to my email list or watch me on Periscope or follow me on Instagram. But the fact that I said that, if that's what they're looking for, they're going to be like, okay, well, tell me a little bit more. Who do you work with? Where do you come from? How'd you get this expertise? What are you about? You got to get people's attention quickly with something that's interesting to them. And if you don't know, say what's interesting about you. This dude's about to run the Olympics, dude. You know how few people ever run the Olympics? He could just say that, like, yo, I'm about to run in the Olympics. This is my life story. Buy my book. And here's the point number 3. So he messed up in point number 1 and point number 2 because he didn't tell nobody, and his pitch was terrible. He didn't even have a pitch. He probably doesn't even know what a pitch is. Number 3 is this. You got to ask for the sale. Now, all of you have heard ask for the sale, but let me explain this in a little bit more detail because this is what happened. If any of you live in, I know a place like New York, Philly, maybe even Baltimore, Miami, this is what people do. And y'all can tell me if this happens where y'all at. Even California. Y'all ever see like a rapper or a musician walking around with their mixtapes or something, or somebody selling a map? Everybody come back in. Let me get to the point of what I was saying here. We on point number 3. We talking about how to sell, and there is a how-to sell. You don't just do it. There is a how-to. All right, we back. Everybody back in. All right, so y'all got point number 1, right? Y'all got to let people know you got it. Number 2, you got to get people's attention. You got to pitch and get their attention. That's number 2. Here's point number 3. You have to ask for the sale. So this is the thing. When you're selling things to people, of course, all of y'all have heard the phrase, you got to ask for the sale. All of y'all have heard it, but I'm explaining it in a little bit more detail when it comes to asking for the sale. Here's the thing. This is what this guy did. So when I'm talking to him, if any of you live in New York, New Jersey, Cali, Philly, y'all know how people got the oils or the mixtapes or the books, and they come up to you and they actually hand it to you. Like, they put it in your hand and have you hold it, and then they make you think they just giving it to you for free, but they actually selling it. So they give it to you first, and then they like, oh yeah, that's $5, or yo, yeah, that's $25, or yeah, that's $10. You know what I'm talking about, right? People do that all the time. So anyway, he hands me the book. I'm holding the book. I'm looking at him. I'm talking to him while I'm holding the book. I knew what he was doing. I knew I wasn't going to buy it anyway because he was a terrible salesperson and his product wasn't interesting. At least as far as he could pitch it, it wasn't interesting. Here's the thing. Y'all got to catch this. This is what he said to me. He said, would you like to support and buy a book? That's what he said. Would you like to support and buy a book? Now, I want y'all to tell me, is that a good way of asking for the sale, or is that a bad way of asking for the sale? I want to know what y'all think. Is that a good way of asking for the sale or not? He said, would you like to support and buy a book? just based on the context that I've given you already, can you tell if that's a good pitch or a bad pitch? That's a bad pitch, and I'm going to tell you why that's a bad pitch. I'm going to tell you why that's a bad pitch. It's a bad pitch because I don't know the guy. I have no idea who he is. I never heard of him before. So him asking me, do I want to support and buy a book, is a terrible pitch. Number one, because he's asking me, would you like to buy a book? That's a terrible way to ask. All right, it's buy a book. But hey, that book's $10. Hey, do you want the hard copy or do you want the soft copy? Assume the sale, number one. Number two, he asked me what I like to support. Listen, if I don't know you, how can I support? What am I supporting? I don't know who you are. Now, if I was his friend, like, listen, if that was my man and I know him, we known each other for 10 years, and I said, yo, would you support me and buy a book? Then it's right. Then is a good way to pitch. When you're talking to people that you know, somebody you have a personal relationship, like you got some equity in a relationship between you and that person, like you talking to your man or one of your school teachers from elementary or your mom or your cousin or somebody or your coach or something like that, somebody that you know, you can ask them to support you. Like, yo, just buy this because you're supporting me. You might not even like the book. You don't even like this widget that I'm selling. You don't even like the food that I just made. But look, just buy it to help me out. Support me. Would you support me by buying my product? People who know you will do that. Y'all get this? People who know you will buy your product to help you out. But if they don't know you, you don't ask them to support you because they have no reason to support. Now, if there's a cause you're going for, that's a different thing. Now, if I'm selling Girl Scout cookies, or my daughter, I ain't got no kids, but if my daughter was selling Girl Scout cookies, she can say, hey, would you support the Girl Scouts and buy some cookies? Why? That's good. That's good. Why is that? Because everybody knows what the Girl Scouts is. They see she's a little 12-year-old girl selling cookies. I'll help you out. I'll waste $4 on these cookies that I don't even like just to support the Girl Scouts. So I ain't going to say no to a little Girl Scout. Y'all get it? So people will support a cause or they'll support somebody that they know. But if people don't know you and they don't know your cause, they are not going to buy anything from you. So if you're talking to somebody that you don't know, you got to sell them the product. You're not selling them to help you out. You're not selling the support. You're selling the product. You understand this? So what he should have said was what I told you already. Look, I'm about to win this. I'm about to win this gold medal in Brazil. This book is $10 right now. If you buy this, look, you helping me train so I can go represent our country and bring back a gold medal to the USA. He could have said that. He could have said, yo, if you buy this book right now, you getting it for 10 before it's worth 150 because I'm about to win this gold medal. I'm going to be on the cover of the fucking Wheaties box 3 months from now. Dre, you need to buy this book now before I blow up. Don't make that mistake. He could have said that. So what you got to do is sell people the product if they don't know you. If people do not know your name, they are not going to just support you just because you ask them to. Well, I don't know you, dude. I don't care if you fail or succeed because I don't know you. But my man, my cousin, yeah, I want you to succeed. Oh, you went to school with me, I want you to succeed. My mom, my dad, yeah, I want you to succeed. So I'll buy your bullshit product that I don't even like just because I'm trying to support you. Everybody catch that? So let me recap these 3 things. Number 1, you got to let people know you got it. Don't let customers walk by, potential customers walk by and not say nothing to them because you can't make a sale if they don't know you got something to sell. Number 2, get people's attention. You got to learn how to pitch, which means get somebody's attention within the first 15 to 30 seconds so that they're interested in the rest of what you got to say. Because obviously your product takes more than 30 seconds to explain, but you got to get their attention immediately. And number three is you got to ask for the sale. You got to ask for the sale. So say, hey, do you want the hard copy or the soft copy? Listen, you want 1 copy of this book or you want 2 so you can give 1 to your cousin as a gift? Do you want 3 copies? Listen, I'll sell you 10 copies at a discount right now. You only want 1 or do you want 10 at a discount? You might as well get the 10 and just get these out to people you care about because if you see value in this, you know it's 10 people you know who see value in it too. See, this is the way that you sell. You got to ask for the sale and assume that people are going to buy it. You can't just say, hey, would you support me? Would you like to support? Like, hell no, I don't like to support, dude. You can't even sell. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's what I wanted to tell y'all about selling. My name's DreAllDay for those who don't know me. I'm glad for those of you who got value out of this. I appreciate that. Thank you for tapping the screen for the hearts. It's messed up that the phone rang. But anyway, I'm going to put these 2 together. I am going to put this on YouTube, but it's going to be a couple months before I do. But between now and then, I am going to be making a sales course on my website. It'll be on DreAllDay.com, a sales course. And I'm writing a book on sales. It's going to cover this stuff and a whole bunch more and much more detail. It's going to be in a book that I'm writing this year. It's going to be on selling for all of you who want to learn how to sell. And if y'all want to learn the thing that I said I was going to do, Dre Goat when I like that. If y'all want to learn the thing that I said I was going to do, to show this guy, I mean, not him personally, he probably won't be there, but just to show how to sell, y'all got to follow my Snap, at Dre Baldwin. At Dre Baldwin is my Snap. My website is called DreAllDay.com. It's the link in my Periscope bio, DreAllDay.com. But my Snapchat is at Dre Baldwin. On there, y'all got to hear what I said I'm going to do to show y'all how to actually sell. I'm going to go out and actually do it in real life so I ain't just sitting here talking. And then everywhere you want to find me, All my websites, all my courses, my online courses, all my social media. If you want to contact me through email or through phone, all of that stuff you can find on my website. My website is called DreAllDay.com. So my Snapchat, the little, what they call it, you know, the code, the Snapchat code is on my website. Links to my show on the Grant Cardone TV network, that's on my website. Y'all know Grant Cardone. I got a show on his network. That's on my website. Everything's on my website. All my TED Talks is on my website. Everything I did in basketball is on my website. Everything you want to know about me is on my website. All right. I got a YouTube channel. There's a link to that on my website. Twitter, Facebook, all that on my website. We can all say that at the same time, right? On my website. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. My name's DreAllDay. I appreciate y'all taking the time. I know that I deliver value. That's why y'all stay here and watch. Every time I take your time, I'm going to give you value in exchange. That's a guarantee. What's that book quote in my Snapchat? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. You're welcome to everybody. Thank you for taking your time. I told you, I'm going to give you value every time you give me time. I'm going to give you more value than your time. Work on your game. DreAllDay. If you on Snapchat, hit me on the Snap. My Snap name is @Dre Baldwin. You already know how that works. And I got a podcast, if you didn't know. It is called Work on Your Game. It is an everyday podcast where I talk about getting yourself into the right mindset, that bulletproof mindset. Getting yourself seen, heard, known. Getting the exposure you want and making things happen in your life instead of waiting for things to happen to or for you. Subscribe to that podcast. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Make sure you check it every single day. Make sure you're subscribed so you catch the heat. Work on your game. Dre Ball, Dre Ball, Dre Ball. I feel like Dre Ball, Dre Ball, Dre Ball. I feel like Dre Ball, Dre Ball. I'm ballin'. I feel like Dre